Hey guys, Arik is here, your Russian coach. Those are advanced Russian lessons for the thinking students. So, if you have basics of Russian, and if you are thinking, you just remain here, please. And please open your study materials, your learning materials. That's Октябрьская революция 1917 года. If you do not have it printed, even though I hope you do have, to learn deeply, but if you don't, you have the link below this video. So just click on it. That's a real Russian article, non-adapted, advanced Russian, aimed at native Russian speakers. So the October Revolution of 1917, историческая справка, and I keep repeating it every time, that справка here doesn't mean document, it means brief information. So историческая справка would mean brief historical information. And today you need to find the final part of this article, which is called ИТОГИ Октябрьской революции. So just look here, please. ИТОГИ Октябрьской революции. Find this part on your materials. And итоги basically means results or consequences. So results, consequences. And then it says like that. Итоги Октябрьской революции показали, что цели не были достигнуты, а вооруженное восстание привело лишь к новым трагедиям. Let's go over the vocabulary first. So итоги basically means results, as we said. Показали, showed. Цели, aims, goals. Не были достигнуты, that's passive, coming from достигнуть, which is to reach. So не были достигнуты, haven't been reached or weren't reached. Вооруженное восстание. So who remembers what восстание was from our previous lessons? Восстание was rebellion. And вооруженное means armed, involving weapons. So вооруженное восстание would be armed rebellion. Привело к. Now, I would recommend that you have few colors of pens, because sometimes you have expressions that are scattered over the whole sentence, that are not one after the other, I mean words of those expressions. So, for example, here, привело к, that's an expression, you need to remember it together, because it means led to. So you can just pick up a pen of a certain color, and you can underline привело к. So led to. And лишь, it's like только, which is only. So привело лишь к would mean led only to. Новым трагедиям, new tragedies. So now please see how it all works together here. Итоги Октябрьской революции показали, so the results or the consequences of October Revolution showed, что цели не были достигнуты, that the aims haven't been reached. А вооруженное восстание привело лишь к новым трагедиям, and the armed rebellion only, лишь, right, only led to new tragedies. Now please listen to it again and listen to my pronunciation. Итоги Октябрьской революции показали, что цели не были достигнуты, а вооруженное восстание привело лишь к новым трагедиям. The results of October Revolution showed or demonstrated that the aims haven't been reached, and the armed rebellion led only to new tragedies. Next one, I'm going to read this whole point first, and then we are going to go word by word, and we'll see what they're saying here. В полуподвальном помещении дома Ипатьева в Екатеринбурге в ночь с 16 на 17 июля 1918 года во исполнение постановления исполкома Уральского областного совета рабочих, крестьянских и солдатских депутатов, возглавлявшегося большевиками, была расстреляна царская семья, а вместе с ней новомученики, члены царского дома. Okay, let's go over the vocabulary first. В полуподвальном помещении. So, помещение, the word помещение would mean like space or quarters. Помещение. Now, полу means half, and подвальное comes from подвал, which is basement. But в полуподвальном помещении you can underline it as one expression, and it means in the semi-basement. So semi-basement means kind of half-basement, semi-basement. So in the semi-basement, дома means of the house of, yeah? Дома Ипатьева, of the house of Ипатьев, which is the owner's name. In Екатеринбург, в ночь с 16 на 17 июля, so in the night from the 16th to the 17th of July of such and such year, 1918, во исполнение постановления исполкома Уральского областного совета рабочих, крестьянских и солдатских депутатов. Во исполнение, it's a kind of an official language, and it means acting upon, because исполнение means performance of something. So that would be the regular meaning of исполнение. But во исполнение means acting upon in an official language. Постановление comes from постановление, which is resolution. Исполком, that would be the shortening form of исполнительный комитет, which is the it means executive committee, because исполнительный means executive and комитет means committee. So исполком it's an executive committee, a certain authority, yeah. Уральского областного совета. So Уральского, that comes from Ural, which is a region. Областного comes from областной, which is regional, because oblast means region, and the adjective of the region, regional, would be областной, областного, совета, council, рабочих, крестьянских и солдатских депутатов. We already had this expression of working, peasants, and military deputies. So look now how this first part of this sentence works. В полуподвальном помещении дома Ипатьева в Екатеринбурге в ночь с 16 на 17 июля 1918 года во исполнение постановления исполкома Уральского областного совета рабочих, крестьянских и солдатских депутатов. So in the semi-basement of the house of Ipatiev in Yekaterinburg, during the night from the 16th to the 17th of July of 1918, acting upon the resolution of the Executive Committee of the Ural Regional Council of Working, Peasant, and Military Deputies, возглавлявшегося большевиками, возглавлявшегося, led by, возглавлявшегося. It comes from главный, which is the head, yeah, or ultimately it comes from голова, which is the head. But so in the head of which were, if we translate that literally. but basically it means led by Bolsheviks. So they are talking about this council of working, peasant, and military deputies, led by Bolsheviks. So upon this resolution, была расстреляна. So расстреляна comes from расстрелять. It means to kill by firing at, to kill by shooting at. So была расстреляна, we will just translate that as was shot. Царская семья, the Tsar family. А вместе с ней, вместе с ней, so с ней means basically with her, but in this case with it, because it refers to the family. And вместе с means along with. Therefore, а вместе с ней and along with it, like along with the family. Новомученики. Новомученики, basically, it's a Russian Orthodox term, meaning people who suffered and who are considered people who suffered because of their Orthodox faith at a recent time. So that's not Novomученики. That's a church. That's a like Russian Orthodox Church term. So Novomученики, if we translate this word literally, that's like new sufferers, because мученики, that's sufferers, people who suffered, and Nova comes from novi, which is new sufferers, those who suffered for their faith recently. Члены царского дома. Члены means members of the Tsar house, of the house of the Tsar. Okay, so that's a long sentence, correct? Now, just follow me, and now you will get all of it. I will read all of it again. В полуподвальном помещении дома Ипатьева в Екатеринбурге в ночь с 16 на 17 июля 1918 года во исполнение постановления исполкома Уральского областного совета рабочих, крестьянских и солдатских депутатов, возглавлявшегося большевиками, была расстреляна царская семья. Вместе с ней новомученики, члены царского дома. In the semi-basement of the house of Ipatiev in Yekaterinburg, during the night from the 16th to the 17th of July, 1918, upon the execution of the resolution of the Executive Committee of the Ural Regional Council of Working, Peasant and Military Deputies, led by Bolsheviks, was shot the Tsar family, and along with it, the new sufferers, members of the Tsar house. You see? So, and I can tell you that even for native Russian speakers, this sentence might be challenging. And you got it. So well done. And then they continue. Установилось время богоборчества, так как своим инструментом лидеры революции избрали линию воинственного атеизма. Okay, let's do this one first. Установилось means like arrived, or actually was established. That would be the good translation of that. Was established. Was established the time. Время here might mean time or period. Богоборчество, God fighting, because Boga means comes from Bog, God. Борчество comes from бороться, which means to struggle with or to fight. So богоборчество would mean God fighting, and it relates to the policies of the government against religion. That's also a church term. Так как means because. Своим, in this case, means there, because you know, svoi, svoya, svoim, it might mean many things, but here it means there. Their instruments. Actually, своим instrumentum, we would translate that as their instrument. As their instrument, Лидеры революции, the leaders of the revolution, избрали. Избрали means chose. Linia means line, but it means the line of action in this case. Воинственного атеизма. So воинственного, actually someone who is воинственный, that would be kind of fighting or military or aggressive. Now in this case aggressive would be better. So воинственного атеизма would mean aggressive atheism. So now let's read all of the sentence. Установилось время богоборчества, так как своим инструментом лидеры революции избрали линию воинственного атеизма. So was established the period of God fighting because as their instrument, the leaders of the revolution chose the line of the aggressive atheism. Были арестованы и расстреляны священнослужители, члены их семей и простые верующие. So были арестованы, were arrested, и расстреляны, we know this word from the Tsar family, and shot. Yeah, so were arrested and shot. Священнослужители means, basically it means priests, because священно comes from священный, which is holy, and служители comes from служить, which is servants. So священнослужители, so for all intents and purposes, священнослужители means priests. Простые means simple, верующие believers. Now look how it all works together. Были арестованы и расстреляны священнослужители, so were arrested and shot. Priests. Члены их семей, members, члены, right? Members of their families. И простые верующие, and simple believers. Next. В России сменилась правящая элита, а идеология православия заменилась коммунистической идеологией, которая боролась с православием кровавыми методами. Сменилась means was changed. And правящая, it's править means to control, to govern. So правящая means governing. Therefore, when they say в России сменилась правящая элита, they mean that in Russian was changed the governing elite. Ideologia православия and the ideology of orthodoxy, православие means orthodoxy, заменилась. So заменилась means was changed for. Сменилась, actually сменилась and заменилась, it's pretty much the same. So сменилась means was changed or was changed with something, and заменилась is the same. So идеология православия, the ideology of orthodoxy, заменилась коммунистической идеологией, was changed with the communist ideology, которая боролась, which fought, do you remember? Богоборчество, God fighting, right? So боролась means fought, from the same root, which fought, с православием. So now you just need to underline боролась с, because fought means in Russian that's fought with something. So which fought with the orthodoxy, кровавыми методами. Like кровавый means bloody, with bloody methods, or with the methods full of blood. Right? So now look how it all works together. В России сменилась правящая элита, а идеология православия заменилась коммунистической идеологией, которая боролась с православием кровавыми методами. So in Russian, changed the governing elite. And the ideology of orthodoxy was changed with the communist ideology, which fought with, like that's, I'm just translating in Russian, which fought with the orthodoxy with bloody methods. I know that it's this English was far from perfect, but I did it on purpose so that you get better the Russian structure. Now let's read again what we have learned today, итоги Октябрьской революции. You will see that you get it much, much better now. And just remember that that's advanced Russian. As I said, that might be challenging even for some native Russian speakers. So, итоги Октябрьской революции. Итоги Октябрьской революции показали, что цели не были достигнуты, а вооруженное восстание привело лишь к новым трагедиям. В полуподвальном помещении дома Ипатьева в Екатеринбурге в ночь с 16 на 17 июля 1918 года во исполнении постановления исполкома Уральского областного совета рабочих, крестьянских и солдатских депутатов, возглавлявшегося большевиками, была расстреляна царская семья, а вместе с ней новомученики, члены царского дома. Установилось время богоборчества, так как своим инструментом лидеры революции избрали линию воинственного атеизма. Были арестованы и расстреляны священнослужители, члены их семей и простые верующие. В России сменилась правящая элита. А идеология православия заменилась коммунистической идеологией, которая боролась с православием кровавыми методами. Okay, guys, so we have finished our Russian for the thinking students for today. Hope you enjoyed the lesson, that it was beneficial. And if you need my private help with your Russian, I have very, very good strategy. You will know more about that if you contact me by email. You just describe your current Russian levels, your goals in learning Russian, and I'll tell you how it works. But it is something that is going to really, really help you. It might even blow your mind. So thank you so much, and I wish you good health and lots of happiness. Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao.